and the things changed so fast. Once the iPod was released, next year iPhone, then iPhone 3GS, then iPad, then iPhone 4. The list goes on and on. Things change so fast, and these printed books can't even catch up. Most samples were outdated and never worked for me. What a bummer. So finally, after reading all this crap, my head was ready to explode, and I decided to take action. My first game was supposed to be the simple hidden object game. You know, where you tap the screen to find the hidden objects. I found out that these kinds of games are very popular among people, and I figured out it is pretty easy to make it. You simply need several images properly cut into layers and a little bit of coding. Getting a developer account with Apple was pretty easy, so I went ahead and opened it and started the development. Since I had no one to help and guide me, I guess I spent 3 times longer than average creating it than I actually needed to. In about 2 months of sleepless nights, my game was finally ready. The approval process from Apple took about a week. This week of waiting was the most frustrating time for me. It felt like time itself stopped. I got so nervous my hands even shook. What if they disapproved of it? I have read tons of horror stories about developers failing because Apple did not accept their game or delayed approval for months. I could not even sleep. I was checking my email and dev account every minute to see the desired "Your app was approved" message from Apple. I was so noxious, I even sent 3 follow-up emails asking Apple why it takes so long. Don't do that, guys. I heard you only make the reviewers angry if you display impatience. Finally, I got approved and the sales started. I went to bed dreaming about loads of cash rushing into my pockets. And can you imagine what happened? I failed miserably. The next day, when I checked my sales, I saw the devastating numbers. 16 copies sold. Total net profit, $9. Well, obviously not the kind of numbers I was expecting. The next day, 11 copies, then 8 copies, then about 2 to 3 copies per day during the next week. After 2 weeks, my total net profit was around $50. Sounds like now I have enough money to invite my girlfriend to McDonald's, right? What an epic failure. And here is why. Creating a great app or game is only part of the story. The most important part is how to sell it successfully and get on top of App Store sales. That's what most developers are missing, failing one after another in their efforts to live their dream. They put all their efforts into the development and miss the most important part, successful marketing. Even the best app can remain totally unknown if you fail to market it properly. Once I realized this, I decided not to give up. So I spent the next 6 months making the comprehensive market research. I contacted 135 top Apple apps and games developers asking for help and advice. As you may expect, 90% of them simply ignored me. But you know, I am not the kind of guy who gives up easily. Those 10% who replied gave me knowledge you'd never find in books or on the internet. I could personally meet some of them and receive the most valuable insider information on how this market works. Oh, you can't imagine how it turned my worldview upside down. Nearly everything I learned before was wrong. That's how top developers keep the information from small guys like you and me so they can rake in money, while we can't even sell 10 copies. Did you know there is a list of elite developers who get fast approvals, premium placing in What Are We Playing, and other top ratings and benefits? All this information is a well-kept secret from us, so no surprise that thousands and thousands of new developers who enter the market fail one after another. While you get confused reading and learning hundreds of ways of advertising your app, these guys use only a couple of ways that really work and don't even waste their time on others. Where to advertise the app? How to get traffic to the page? Should I order paid reviews or not? Should I create blogs? Do I need to make support forums for my game? Should I make my app free and earn money only by selling ads inside? Or is it better to get rid of ads and sell the app itself? All these questions could leave the newbie developer totally confused, and as a result, on the road to total failure in achieving success in the Apple Store. Let me tell you this. Like Tony Robbins once said, become the best by modeling the best. Find out what the best developers do and mimic their techniques. Use their secrets and tricks, and you will become successful. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Use what is already working.